Hey YouTube, I hope everybody's doing well today. Happy Tuesday. And I want to let you guys know that in today's video, I'm going to be talking about body language. And I've always looked at body language and I feel like it's something that is really interesting and something that a lot of people don't necessarily pay attention to, but you can read so much off body language. So basically, we're going to dig right into this. The first aspect of body language that I want to talk about is when you're looking at someone and what they're exactly exuding. So primarily, I want to talk about someone that has the weight of the world on their shoulders. For instance, let's talk about someone who has a lot of responsibilities, someone that's a CEO. If you ever notice when someone that has a lot of responsibility or a lot of weight on their shoulders, whenever they're sitting in a chair, they're kind of like this, they're shrunk up. And when you think about that, they have so much responsibility that they're manifesting that onto their body. So the shoulders, sometimes the mouth can be clenched. You might see like literally, they may have like a scowl, and it's just like this person is basically manifesting all of that inside. All the thoughts that they're thinking about are coming out externally on the physical side. So that's someone who may have the weight of the world on their shoulders. And then on the flip side, someone who exudes a lot of confidence, someone that is feeling good about themselves, a lot of the times the body is a lot more relaxed. So instead of being scrunched up, on the flip side, that person will be very poised. Their hands may always be together, which they're centering themselves, and they may have a smile, they may greet you, and the body language is very loose, it's very free, versus someone that is very stressed out or someone that has the weight of the world on their shoulders. It's a lot more clenched, a lot more tense. So moving on, I want to talk about, this one is extremely interesting and you guys may come across this a lot. I know that I do, but someone that is lying. What is the body language that you can read when someone is lying? Okay, number one of the first things that I always look out for is if you're asking someone a question or if you're talking to someone and you say like, hey, like, can I ask you this? And as soon as you ask the person that, there's that pause. And a lot of the times the pause can be quick. So I'm not talking about a long drawn out pause, but you might say like, hey, did you go to the movies with so-and-so on Friday? And the person looks at you and they're like, yeah, I did go to the movies with them. And you're just looking at them and you're like, okay. So that's number one. When the person pauses and then the response is spitfire, a lot of the times that person can be lying. In the case that the person does talk like that all the time, okay, then I can see like, all right, that's just the way that they speak. But if you know that someone's communication usually isn't like that, then that can definitely be a trigger point to say that, okay, in the terms of body language, that they're lying. Another thing is eye contact. Okay, so whenever in American society, Western society, when you're speaking to someone, you automatically look in the eyes. When you ask someone a question and when they answer your question, they look down. And it could be that they look down and look back up, or it could be that they're looking down the whole time. A lot of the times the person is lying, but they can't look at you in the eye because they know that they're not telling the truth. And eye contact is extremely powerful, but that person doesn't want you to get the eye contact communication across to see like, okay, if they're looking at me straight on in the eye as I'm telling them this, they may see that I'm lying. So that's another big one. And I want to talk about interests. So like interests on a sexual level, interest if someone's liking you. This one is extremely interesting because it isn't very blatant, but I feel like it's something where when you see it, you know exactly what it is. And I feel like this is one of the more cool aspects of body language, one of the more cool sides, because someone can be flirting with you, and if you can't pick up on the signs and pick up on the cues, you may not necessarily know it. So something I always look out for is if you're ever talking to someone, and some of you guys may know this, but that person, you're having a conversation with them or you guys are chatting about something and they're like looking at you like this, like every single body part up and down. I'm not gonna do the whole entire thing, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like they're slowly scanning you from the chin up, or like even if you're talking, they're like looking at you, they're staring at you deeply, they're nodding, and that person is very, very interested in you. And it may not be attraction, but they like what you're saying. They like you a lot as a person, so they're very in tune to what you're saying. Also, they're not talking over you. They're not trying to get their point across. They're just listening. And that right there is some powerful stuff. I feel like if you're reading body language or conversing with someone that's like that, you know, like just take it all in because it's something that's really cool. I want to talk about smiling. So I did mention this in one of my other videos, but basically I want to talk about a genuine smile versus a smile that is fake. So basically, whenever someone is smiling genuinely, it always shows in the eyes. So if someone is genuinely smiling, their eyes will automatically lift up. So like it's when you see it, you know what I'm talking about, but the eyes lift up. Versus if someone is doing a smile that is put on or that is an act, when they smile, it's just like this. The lips move, the cheeks stretch, but the eyes don't move. That's one of the main ways that you can tell a fake smile from a genuine smile. Always look out for that. I'm going to talk about nervousness. This is another big one, excuse me. Whenever someone is nervous, what are the different signs that they display within body language? I would say that one big one is shaking. So like a lot of the times when I'm in a meeting and there's a lot of delegation going on, a lot of people are being assigned things, or people are being questioned on their current deadlines and assignments, I always look at people's hands. And then a lot of times you may look at someone's hand and it starts to go like this. And what's happening is all the neurons in their brain is receiving all of this information. A lot of times it can be overwhelming, and the trigger point happens through the hands, and the hands start shaking, or you might see someone tapping their foot real hard, or their leg is going from left to right. They're displaying that nervousness on the outward of the physical, which is happening through the body language. Another way that you can see it is through nail biting. And sometimes this can also, not even nervousness, but nail biting can be envy. But if you're talking about something, or you're telling someone an accomplishment, and they just like look at you and they start going like this, like biting their nails, and it's a nervousness condition. They're trying to basically cope with the nervousness or the envy, and they're comforting themselves through the nail biting. That one to me is crazy, because it's just like, I can't, the feeling of biting my nails, like seeing like some people's nails be down to the grind, I'm like, I can't do that. So that is one of the ways that you're able to read body language, through nervousness. Poised and peaceful. This one, I kind of shined some light on this in the beginning, but basically just being at one, being grounded. Shoulders are set back. The person is very calm, very laid back. The hands are always folded. Even the posture is very upright. The face is very relaxed. There's no stress in the face. There's no tension. And also, whenever you're looking at that person, you're able to see like, okay, a lot of the times the person usually has a poker face, or they're not going to give you a window into seeing how they're feeling, basically. So that one is the more poised and peaceful. And then this one I want to talk about is basically called the split. And if you guys are wondering what is the split is very hard to read, because someone may put on a body language, or they may put on this mask, but it may not be how they really feel on the inside. So basically this is a deeper level of reading body language, but I would say that one of the main things to look for is you see someone's body language, you see how they're acting, but pay attention to how they are when they're conversing with you. So if you see them and they're talking to you and they're just like, okay, they're moving, or they're shuddering, or they're acting angry but then they're being calm, a lot of the times whichever side that they're showing more is actually the true person, versus if they're trying to portray themselves a certain way the most time. And that goes outside of body language, and it goes to other things. But this is my video, you guys. Please like and subscribe. Drop your comments down below, and I would love to hear your stories about body language as well. Peace.